Good day, everyone. Is your one and only fashion coach, the best fashion. Today, we're going to be talking about the things I wish I knew before starting a fashion business. This is a story time or a time to gist. So let's go into the gist. Stay connected, subscribe to our channel. Yeah, welcome back. Number one, I wish I knew or I wish someone told me that fashion is not a bed of roses. Yes, it's for the strong hearted and it's not a place for lazy people. First and foremost, when I started up my fashion business, when I started learning, I was learning, thinking that, of course, when you graduate, it will be more easier because we actually thought our boss was stressing us out. And when we graduate, at least you will not have time to rest. You will not be stressed out like you are being stressed where you are learning work. My dear, it's not like that too. The thing is, the stress you pass through when you are learning work is still is a tip of the iceberg compared to what you are going to pass through when you graduate. So because tailoring is very stressful. By the time you graduate, you will start seeing you start collecting a lot of work from your customers, a lot of orders, contracts, and you'll be looking at your deadline because you have to meet up. So by the time you collect a lot of work and you're not meeting up, especially if you are just starting up and you don't have a workforce, man, it's really stressful. So that is the first thing. No one told me that I'll have to be doing night jobs almost every day. So that's one of the things you have to know before opening up your fashion business. Number two, branding. Uh, you need to get a very good business name and you need to brand your business. Yeah, when it comes to branding, you need to make sure you concentrate on maintaining a very good reputation for your business. What's the use of having a business that doesn't have a good reputation? You have a business, you are a fashion designer and you don't keep to your word. You tell customer come today, the person comes today, the clothes is not available, next week is not available, next month is not available. I hear stories of tellers who have customers' clothes in their possession for months. Like for example, when I went to learn work, there were clothes in my boss's shop that were in the shop before I started learning work. And I left those clothes and graduated. You see, that is not a good reputation. So for you to keep your name or to maintain a good name, you must make sure you keep to your word. Make sure you value your words. If you tell your customer come today, try your possible best to make sure you deliver that work on that particular date. Even if you fail your customer, it shouldn't be a failure of missing what that cloth was meant for. For example, the cloth was meant to go to wedding tomorrow and you fail your customer, at least stress yourself, sleep in the shop, complete the work, and deliver it in the morning. Let that cloth be used for the purpose it was meant for. That is it. That's how you protect your business name. So, number three, surround yourself with productive and reliable people. When I started the fashion business, no one told me that I needed staff or I needed a lot of working hands. So, I started alone. As time goes on, I was stressed up, frustrated. Before you deliver a particular job, oh boy, you will be really stressed out. So as a fashion designer, upcoming artist, first thing you need to get in your plan before you graduate, before you open your shop, think about your workforce. Which people are you going to work with? Because you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. Fashion business is not a one-man business. No, fashion is not a one-man business. It's a work that you need a team to work with. You need a team. You must have a team, a very strong team, and that team you must culture them into teach them your values, your core values. Uh, Fourth on the list of the things I wish I knew before I started a fashion business is that money. You might not start making money immediately you start your business. So, ha, you must not start making money immediately you start your business. That's the truth. So, money is is a very very crucial part of the deal. You don't make money immediately you start because when you start, first of all, nobody knows you. Even if you start in an environment where everybody knows you, you started from your compound or your locality. That is even a topic for another day because I won't advise you to start from your compound. Yes, that is a topic for another day. But first of all, if you're starting your fashion business, you don't focus on money at first. No, because sometimes you need your work to go out first so that your customers can trust what you can deliver before you now start building your price. You need your products to go out there in the market. No one knows you cannot just graduate and let's say your boss is charging 10K per senator wear and you graduate from the same place and you want to charge 10K for senator wear. Why no one knows you? Of course, you need to start from the scratch. You need to start from the little ones you know that people can afford in your area or in your locality. By the time you start from let's say 5K, 6K, 7K, before as people are knowing the quality of your work, you keep growing, you keep increasing your price, updating your price before you now get to where you want to be. The fifth thing I wish I knew before I started the fashion business is that growth is a gradual process. You don't grow in one day. No, you don't grow in one day. No skyscraper was built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. So fashion business, you grow gradually. Tailoring, you grow gradually. So when you're building a brand, when you're building an empire, you need to give it time. Give it time. Concentrate on the little details. Keep growing gradually, gradually. Before you know it, you'll be where you want to be. The sixth thing I wish I knew before starting a tailoring business is that I never knew delivery dates were too close. So I kept giving people delivery dates of 3 days, 1 week, 5 days. You bring it on Monday, tell me you want it on Friday, I will accept. Thinking that Friday is still far away. Forgetting that there are other people's work that are in my hands before that Friday. So as as an upcoming or as a new fashion designer, I will advise you to give time, like give your customers time. Let there be a time that your customers will know that yes, if I come, if I bring my clothes, I'm getting it in 2 weeks time, I'm getting it in 3 weeks time. But let the time not be too far and let it not be too short, because of course you are a human being, and in between those time, in between those days you're looking at it that you don't have work to do, and an express work might come in, an urgent work might come in. So you need to give your customers the works that are not important or that are not urgent. You need to give it time. Like in my situation, I give minimum 2 weeks to collect every dress you bring. 2 weeks time, at least by that 2 weeks, I'll be sure that I can, fast forward the work at hand and still put in your own into the list and deliver it on the set date. So the seventh thing I wish I knew before I started my fashion business is that you should choose your customers wisely. Yes, you don't serve everybody. No, you don't. Uh, you don't function as a universal charger. You must have a particular uh, type of buyers you want to patronize you. Yes, and those standards is what you set for yourself. If you want cheap buyers to buy from you, good and fine. If you want easy people and understanding people to buy from you, good and fine. If you want people that will give you headache, it's your responsibility, of course, because you have to choose your buyers, choose your customers wisely. Me, there are some people who come to my place. Of course, the first time you don't know your customers or you don't know their behavior and all the rest. But once a customer stresses me out, gives me unnecessary pressure, like there are people who are used to threatening, telling you all kind of rubbish. They'll just call you and start telling you that if I don't get my date to today, I will arrest you. I will do this. I'll do that. Of course, that's the first time of the business. You leave the customer, focus, finish the work. By the time you're delivering the work, zero the person's mind from your business. Don't don't attempt to search customers again. That's what I do. There are people who buy from me once, and once they go, I close the business with them. There's even one, but there's even one customer that came to my place, and after all this nonsense, stress, he was telling me that he wants to bring another clothes for me too. So I said, no, I'm not saying, I'm not saying. My peace is very, very paramount to me. I want to have my peace. I want to do my work at my convenience. Any customer that will stress me, I don't want it. So that is it. Choose your customers wisely if you want to be a happy teller. Otherwise, you'll be working for people who their money, before you collect their money, the insults and the stress will be very heavy. So that's it. Number eight, you learn how to say no. Number eight is similar to number seven. Learn how to say no. Yes. It's not everything that comes your way you say yes to. Learn how to say no to some customers. Learn how to say no to some business deals. Learn how to say no to some contracts. You must not do everything. You mustn't. Like before, in the early days of my fashion work, I was into sewing everything. You bring uh, school uniform contracts, I'll collect it. Every contract, choir uniform, church gown, suits, everything. But by the time I realized that some of those contracts is not about you being busy and working. After working, what are you getting from it? So I had to advise myself, and I zeroed my mind from some of those contracts. Like for now, if you bring school uniform, it's not my thing. I don't do it because the pricing and everything, I don't have time to do that. So you learn how to say no to your customers. Learn how to say no to business deals. Learn how to say no to express work. If you are very busy and you have other customers online that you will deliver their work to, you must not collect everything. Don't collect any work and that you know that you will not meet up, and yet you collect the work. It's a very, very bad reputation for a business. Number nine, set your price. Yes, your price is your standard. You must set your price. Nobody will set your price for you. That's the truth. Nobody will set your price for you. If you come into a shop and price anything and they tell you is a 5k, even if you know that thing is worth 10k, of course you either price it lesser or you pay the 5k. But you cannot tell the person you want to give the person 7k because the person doesn't know the price. No, no one does that. So set your price for yourself. The price you want for your business, set it. Calculate your costs of your expenses. Calculate your running costs, your fuel cost, your light bills, everything. Calculate your shop rent. Calculate your expenses, the cost of materials, everything. Calculate it and then know the price that you cannot go below. Set your price before you start your work. Otherwise, if your price is anyhow, you keep sewing and keep working without knowing what you're getting your where your money is going to. Then the last but not the least, learn how to take a break. Learn how to take a break. Yeah, in the early days of my fashion business, oh boy, I was constantly sleeping in the shop, working tirelessly, hustling. But of course, come on, this body needs rest. So learn how to take breaks, learn how to rest when you need your rest. Even if you have pressures on ground. Of course, in the early days of my fashion, I used to go to shop every day, including Sunday after service, straight to the shop, trying to meet up because then I was doing everything alone. But I had to advise myself, Sundays now, I don't go to shop for any reason. Sundays, I must have my rest. And any other thing in between the week, when you're working and you're stressed up, get yourself rest. Look for a place to sleep or, take some rest before you continue your work. Otherwise, the day you break down, business moves on, life moves on. The customer are thinking that you are killing yourself for the day you die, oh boy. You look for other customers straight. So that's the point. Learn how to take your break. Your health is your wealth. Value your health. So that is it on the 10 things I wish I knew before I started my fashion business.